Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Message brought to you by Unity Clear Lake Center in Lower Lake, California. Today I want to share some information I gleaned from a talk that Joe Dispenza did yesterday on his Facebook page. Over these past many days, I have been speaking about changing our thoughts and our feelings into a higher order of thought and feeling, about how we have a resurrection in our lives every time we do that. I've spoken about how important meditation is to us and our lives. So the information I'm going to share with you today will be discussing all of that, as well as a deeper reason why we should be doing this and how it's affecting our bodies when we do a deeper meditation for a longer period of time. Dispenza states that there's a gland right in the center of your breastbone in front of your heart called the thymus gland. Now, a lot of us know about that. When you feel an elevated emotion, as he says, in your body, and you feel safe enough to create, your heart actually goes into a coherent state, and it sends a wave of coherent energy to the brain. And the brain then moves out of what he calls its survival mode and begins to move more into the alpha state, which is the creative state of our being. So when we do this properly and our internal energy moves there, it actually stimulates the thymus gland to do what it was created to do. Now, the thymus gland has two functions. One function is to cause growth and repair in the body, or regeneration, and that's what we call our more youthful state. It also has an immunological function. It makes these white blood cells called T cells. Those T cells are spherical cells that have these tentacles that stick off of them called T cell receptors. These T cell receptors are what Dispenza calls the guns that connect to foreign agents like viruses and bacteria, cancer cells. And they begin to release proteins that then begin to cause the foreign agent, whatever it is, to break down. These T cells are actually manufactured in the thymus gland. And his research shows that when people open their hearts through deeper meditations, that the antibodies that are these T cells are the perfect shielding agents against viruses and bacteria. It actually creates a resistance that can actually block the viruses or bacterias from affecting us. So these Y-shaped molecules that are in there that stop the receptors from the viruses to attack the white blood cells, then allow the white blood cells in our bodies can then actually attack the foreign agent. So when they did their research, the immunoglobulin, the antibacterial, the antiviral chemical, which are in these cells, he calls it the body's natural flu shot. And these were activated within 4 days and strengthened the body by 50% just by going into a deeper meditation and connecting into your heart. So doing these extensive meditations is actually restoring the body back to its healthier state, and the body is going back into its healthier state over and over again every time you go into a deeper state of meditation. They've also found that there is more order in the body, even in the frequency of the entire body system. There's more patterning of information, there's more coherence of signals within the body, and the autonomic nervous system goes into better coherence, and it sends better signals throughout the body. So the body now feels more whole, more one, more connected. So why did I want to share all this with you? Sometimes some of us need a more scientific approach, a scientific finding to prove what ancient metaphysicians have been teaching for centuries. Some people just need to hear that there is a scientific source of data proving the deeper meditations actually do affect the body and making it healthier and more harmonious. Sometimes, for some people, there has to be that scientific proof out there that shows the body does respond in positive ways to prayer, meditation, positive thinking, all the stuff that Unity teaches. For many, once you see that it has been proven scientifically, it can actually give you more of an impetus, a desire to continue with your meditative practice, and a desire to go deeper and to stay in meditation longer each time. So at this time, in a sense of a time of separation, a time when we're all in quarantine, our survival emotions can come up and cause us to go back into the illusion of separation. And it's at this time that we must remember that we are connected to an invisible field of energy. That invisible field connects all of us. And it's so important right now to stay connected to each other through the field of energy all around us, in us, as us. The group that Joe Dispenza has been working with has made great strides over the last couple of years with so many examples of healing in every aspect of human life. People have been healed from all sorts of different health conditions, from past traumas. They even say they've been healed in their hearts with forgiveness. They've been creating new lives, having mystical experiences, all of which have transformed them forever. So they've made quite a progress as individuals by, in a sense, demystifying the healing process. The people who have been attending his workshops have learned how to connect to that invisible field that surrounds all of us and to which we can all connect to during meditation. They've learned how to take their attention off their body, off the people in their lives, their job, the place they live, the place they work. They've learned to no longer think about their cell phone or the things that they've been attached to. They've learned how to lay down their own personal individuality, their uniqueness, and they've learned how to connect to that resource of information that is beyond our own selves, and it's out in the field around us. So his students know how to get beyond the body and connect to the field of oneness. We are all connected in the field, and we must learn to stay connected to that energy, which we call the Christ, constantly. That's what we're here to do. So we all have been learning to meditate, and some have been meditating every day and for a longer period of time. So in a sense, we have been in training, and all of the meditations and all the practice and all the persistence that you've put into this, and then applying yourself to do the daily meditations, is for times like what we're going through right now. This is why we learn to do what we've been learning. If we look at what's going on around us right now, we could use this to challenge ourselves to go to a deeper and greater level of consciousness and to see beyond the illusion of separation. We could use this time to actually create for ourselves, to no longer be victims of our outside environment, where we would allow something in the outer world to change the way we think and feel. If a feeling of fear comes into us because of some condition in the outer world, then because of our practices, we will be able to pay more attention to the inner self in knowing the truth of our being. What we fear, we give our power to, and we lose the ability to influence our own personal environment, and our responses to fear then begin to influence us. So with a higher feeling of thankfulness, gratitude, love, and a clear desire to know the truth of our being, we can actually begin to produce effects in our outer world. And the more you do this, the more you start to believe that you could be more the co-creator of your life and less of a victim of your life. All of the times of meditation that you've put in has been a training. It's been a training to be greater than your body, to be greater than the conditions in your environment. And the understanding that you have to sustain that in the present moment, in a whole new time, in the unknown. This allows us to become the examples of this work. And so we've been in training all this time just for times like this. So this is a time when you can't fall into fear. This is a time when you can't be victimized by the outside environment. And this is a perfect time, since you're not going to work or traveling and you're kind of out of your regular routine. There's no place to go and you're retreating in your home. It's a perfect retreat place for you to change. So I invite you to spend more time in doing your meditations and connecting to the wholeness, to the oneness, and to not go back into a state of unconsciousness or a belief in outside events being your truth. I want to remind you that when you trade fear for gratitude or appreciation, and you move into the present now moment, and you open your heart to love, you begin to raise your energy through that gratitude and appreciation. Dispenza states that you begin to literally cause chemical changes in your body, and your heart begins to expand. It literally allows more blood to flow into it. It's actually creating a physiological event that takes place in your body when you meditate. So as our heart center begins to awaken, they have recorded that it actually has a different energy. It has a different consciousness, a different awareness of possibilities. So today, I really do hope that by sharing all of this with you, that it will assist you in continuing your meditation practice. It hopefully will assist you in being more diligent with not only meditating more often during the day, but maybe for 5 or 10 minutes longer, just to stay in the space where our heart centers can open and bring these bodies back into the coherence that they truly are. I know that you're also going to reap the benefits of a much happier and healthier life by doing these greater meditations. So many blessings to everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Lots of love to each and every one. God bless.